Excellent, thank you.
You're welcome.
Next question. How do you see blogging as a forum or form of communication? Is it your best form of communication?
Can I go?
What's the question again?
How do you see it as a forum and a form of communication? Is it your best form of communication? Go ahead, Alex.
You want to go? I'll go.
Yeah, we'll all get a chance. Go ahead, Alex.
Well, blogging is definitely a form of communication, and I really feel it's my best form of communication in a lot of ways, because it helps me communicate better with who I'm around. And most people, they look at me now and they see me talking a lot and they'll be like, "Oh, you don't seem autistic." I'm like, "But yes, I am." It took me a long time to get things going. And when I started my blog in 2007, the ball kept on getting rolling along to communicate better. And I still have more ways to communicate better.
Has it allowed you to make connections? Has it allowed you to make connections with people in real time? Have you connected up with people, like to go out at night for dinner or any of that?
To connect with other people, like in person.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have like these events for, like, I created this day called Positivity Day, but and a couple people came, but not too many people came. But hopefully, the next time I do it, more people come. Or one time I made a birthday party for myself, and some people came.
Oh, all right, excellent. Does everyone have their cell phone turned off up here? Apparently there's a noise being generated.
Yeah.
Everyone's phone's off?
Yeah, it's
Cool.
completely off.
Sandy, do you want to take on that question?
Sure. So I should probably mention Twitter. I know I have a few of my Twitter friends over there. I'm actually much more active on Twitter than on my blog. And I think most of my blog's commenters come from Twitter, or people tell me that they discover my blog through Twitter. It's actually very different from blog comments because it restricts you to 140 character snippets and it moves really quickly. Also, if you use a program like TweetDeck, which is what I use, you can actually see a lot of conversations at once, like in a grid, which I really like because I'm really visual, and I like the format. I think it helps you understand the context of all of the conversations, even not ones that you're participating in, so you can see people's relationships to each other. That really helps me socially, to see people's relationships and to see how people are friends and what's going on with each other, with different people, I guess outside of their friendship with you. I think there's a formal social structure on Twitter with distinct beginnings and ends to relationships, and I think it's taught me a lot about social interactions and how to talk to people. For instance, it was by observing a lot of interactions that I learned what I was doing in conversations that would actually turn people off. And the structure actually rewards small talk and efforts to be interactive. You can't just tweet a bunch of random links or just random obscure facts or whatever and expect people to want to talk to you. But it's an interesting way to learn and practice social skills without risking too much. Short snippets of text are easier for me to work with, and my memory has this weird way of working where I can file the snippets of text away in my memory so that when I see that one of my friends needs something, somebody in, is that timer ever working?
I'm not sure that timer is ever, you're doing great.
All right. So that when someone needs something, I can go back into my mental file cabinet and find someone I know on Twitter who actually can help them, and I can make connections between people that way, and like tell someone that here is a friend you can make that can help you, and so like people will just meet random other people on Twitter that way through me.
That's very cool. So are you one of those people now, like if we were to go out to dinner, that you're constantly like doing the neurotypical thing of actually just texting throughout the meal as you're tweeting?
I actually don't text ever, but I guess I'm tweeting.
Oh, tweeting.
Yeah.
Tweeting. Looks the same to us.
I guess so.
Yeah, cool. All right.
My turn.
Alex, your turn.
Well, the question was basically, is the internet my best form of communication?
And is blogging the best forum?
The best form, yes.
Forum and form.
Forum as well. They sound alike. I would say that I really don't like to say that anything's the best. I think, and not just, personally, I don't think I have a best form for myself, but I think everyone's different, and at least for me, I like all forms of communication. I really like talking to parents. That's a good form of communication. I like talking to people in real life, though, and I've used the internet as a tool to meet people in real life. There are people from Wrong Planet who have meetups all over the world. There's a Indian Indian autistic thread, of all these people who live in India. I didn't even know people in India knew what it was, but actually the world as a whole, it's a good way for me to basically find others that I do want to form relationships in real life. Some people just want to go on there after work, don't want to meet anyone in real life, and I think it's a very powerful tool, especially for those people. But even for meeting other people, I think I started a dating website, in fact, called askbeaffection.com, and it's funny because we have either a higher girl-to-guy ratio than most dating sites, or about on average. I think it's about on average, but which I think is kind of interesting because they say, everyone with autism is a guy.
Alex, can I ask you a question
Yeah.
that's off our structure? But
Okay.
Number of people who have social learning challenges are not as sensitive to other people's motives. Have you gotten into when people are meeting off the internet in face-to-face interactions, does it come up at all has there been any scams around this, or has it been just a very honest community that's meeting?
It's been surprisingly honest. There are always a troll who comes on, but I think there's a certain level of understanding that isn't communicated through language, or it's just sort of known. When autistic people can identify other autistic people. I remember I was at the International Meeting for Autism Research, and Peter Bell, who's the vice president of Autism Speaks, has a son who doesn't talk very much, and he was following around John Robeson, who's the author of Look Me in the Eye. So I think that people with autism, recognize each other, even over, sort of decades of age difference, and even among, completely different, I don't like the term functioning levels, but different, I guess, I don't know, modes of communication.
Cool.
Different.